I'm Joanna Penn from thecreativepenn.com, and this is a short excerpt from an interview I did with award-winning author Scott Nicholson. The full interview is available as an audio podcast at thecreativepenn.com/podcasts. So you have had some #1 Kindle bestsellers as an independent author. So I wanted to get your tips for how you actually did that. And maybe you could start by going into your mammoth blog tour, which was 3 months long, which is just amazing. So maybe you could tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, we just wrapped that up yesterday. We still have about a week to go, and because you get a week to comment at each blog to enter for Kindles. I actually contacted Amazon and said, I'm doing this tour. I'm going to give away some Kindles. Would you contribute? So they gave 2 Kindles, and I set up a deal where, hey, if I break the top 100, I will give away 1 extra Kindle for each time I do that. And so far, we've gotten 1 in the top 100. We may be able to get another one. But I know that was because of the blog tour and generating that energy, and just the people, the book bloggers and the friends and the people who don't even own Kindles but want a Kindle is really cool. I mean, almost everybody trying to win the Kindle said, well, if I don't win, I'm going to buy one. So I think there's going to be a lot of new Kindle owners out there by Christmas. It was a blast.
So how did you organize a, I guess, 90-day blog tour? Did you start organizing a long time in advance?
Well, you probably won't believe this, but I got the idea about 3 weeks before I started it. I'd done book launches back in the old days. When you had a book come out, you basically had 30 days to sell it, especially a mass market paperback, and then it's like wiped out. Next books come in and you're off the shelves for the most part. And then they start returning them after 90 days. So there's like this panic period that sets in. And so some of that thinking was still in my head when I started in ebooks. And I was like, you do this big effort and then you work hard and you do a 1-day launch and then it's gone. The next day you got to do something different. And I was thinking, why not promote not just one book, but just promote Scott Nicholson? Just go out there and show this is my crazy stuff. Plus, now that in the indie era, I can put up any kind of book I want. So I'm kind of got paranormal romance, young adult, children's book just about to come out, and just all this weird stuff. But it's all me, so it all fits. I don't need a marketing angle. I'm my own brand now, or at least that's what I hope I'm becoming.
No, that is fantastic. So did you just did you do some research to find out the best places for you to blog, or did you how did you find the best places?
It was totally winging it. I just started emailing. First, I started with people who had reviewed my books earlier, so I had a dozen or so supporters already, and so I went to them first. And then I just started linking around, Googling and looking at different blogs, and I probably had like a 20% response rate. I thought it was a great idea. Everybody who doesn't want to win a Kindle. And we averaged over 100 comments per site. So the bloggers got a lot of new visitors, followers, and friends. So it just really felt like everybody won.
No, that's fantastic, and something that everybody should be thinking about now with the launch of their books, whether they're print books or ebooks, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but promotion, I've come to see it as sharing and more of a generous giving than of a like buy my book, because there's so much noise out there and we all get tired of it, and we all know how to tune out advertising. So you have to make people's lives better. There's enough out there taken away from people's lives, so I try and add a little bit. I like it when people buy my books, but I also give stuff away, so
yeah.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. That's exactly my philosophy. No, it's such a good idea. So going back to the sort of getting in the top Kindle 100 and, #1 in the various lists, what else did you do to get that? Was that purely your blog tour, or what other types of marketing did you use?
Well, I have a background in media. I've worked in radio and newspapers and some television, so I kind of figure nobody knows exactly what works, so you have to do a lot of stuff and keep doing it because you don't know what's going to work at what time. And really, as a culmination of different things. I used Kindle Nation Daily, which is Stephen Windwalker's a genius. He got in on the ground floor on the Kindle and indie ebooks and ebook pricing, and he's real astute about what's happening out there. He's way ahead of the mainstream publishers, in my opinion, in knowing, understanding people are willing to read more books if they can get them for lower prices, and they're willing to try new authors too.
Mm. So yeah, so Kindle Nation is a paid promotion blog, isn't it?
Yes, but it has a free blog, free newsletters, and a lot of voluntary opt-in stuff. But if you want your book promoted, you pay, and it's well worth it. You know, I don't believe in a lot of paid advertising, but that's one I swear by, and I'm definitely going to use that again in the future. But that's not enough by itself. It comes and goes. I mean, that just flits in front of people's eyes. I used to blog tour to kind of have a foundation. Of course, writing for so long, I've got some loyal supporters, but I've just gained a whole different audience with ebooks, and it's really cool. Even some of my older books, like The Red Church, my first novel, keeps coming back. It's hit #1 in Ghosts 3 different times this year, and I don't say that to brag. I say it as a way of like a book's not dead anymore. It can fade and slip a little, and people get tired of it, and then he comes back again. Or maybe it's a seasonal book, or people just find it at different times. So in this era, everything's fair game, can be found at any time. That's wonderful. So find what works, find what's best for you, and don't forget happiness in all this. It's not just numbers. You have to have a satisfactory life. It's not just about being a best-selling writer. Can you sleep at night? Are you making people happy? Or do you have an enriching and fulfilling life? Those are bigger questions than selling a few books.
No, that's brilliant. I love that. So on that note, maybe you could tell us where people can find you and find your books.
Well, if you want to come to hauntedcomputer.com, you'll find links to all my books, or you can find me at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you ever so much for your time, Scott. I've really enjoyed our chat.
Thank you, Joanna.